A group of activists are attempting to break through the Gaza blockade by sea, but will they make it? 12 people aboard the Medlin, a small ship carrying humanitarian aid, aims to breach Israel's siege on Gaza in 6 days' time and to bring international attention to the ongoing starvation of Palestinians. The ship is carrying urgently needed supplies, including baby formula, flour, rice, diapers, women's sanitary products, water desalination kits, medical supplies, crutches, and children's prosthetics. It's organized as part of the Freedom Flotilla Coalition, an international group of activists who have been attempting to breach the 18-year siege on Gaza since 2010. There are, of course, considerable risks to the lives of these activists. In the past, Israel has attacked and even killed some of them. In 2010, a large ship called the Mavi Marmara was intercepted by Israeli commandos, who boarded the vessel using helicopters and speedboats while still in international waters. 9 activists were killed instantly. Another died later from their wounds. At the time, it caused international outrage and prompted an investigation by the International Criminal Court. But despite numerous appeals, the case was never opened by the prosecutor. Last month, on the 2nd of May, a similar vessel had to be abandoned after drone strikes targeted the ship's generator off the coast of Malta, likely an attack by Israel's government. The 30 activists on the ship, who were unharmed, had tried to limit their media communication in an attempt to prevent Israeli sabotage. This time around, however, the activists aboard the Medlin are trying a different tactic: maximum exposure, hoping to make it difficult for a similar attack to take place before they reach Gaza. On Sunday, they were farewelled in Italy by a group of supporters that included a number of high-profile celebrities, one of them Irish actor Liam Cunningham.
Hello everybody, my name is Liam, I'm from Ireland. The reason I'm here, as far as I'm concerned, the heart and soul of humanity is in Gaza. For me, this attack, this genocide, is not just on Palestinians, it is on the whole human race. Our heroes, and also the people of Gaza for the last 600 days are heroes. They are, in my mind, they will always be heroes.
On board the Medlin and currently heading for Gaza is famed Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg, who herself has been subject to fierce attacks online by pro-Israeli voices. I spoke with her earlier today about where she is right now and what the next couple of days will look like.
We are currently on our way towards Gaza as part of the Freedom Flotilla mission to deliver humanitarian aid in the form of food, medical supplies, and sanitary products to challenge the Israeli blockade and to continue, as the Freedom Flotilla Coalition has been doing since 2008, continue trying to send ships to break the siege on Gaza and open up a humanitarian corridor. And I'm here currently with 11 other volunteers on the boat from different parts of the world. Yeah, that's where I am.
Describe to me what the mood is like aboard the Medlin right now.
Yeah, right now, I would say spirits are very high, and we are very happy to be on board and to have eliminated the first risk element, which is to get stuck in port due to the bureaucratic warfare, which has been the case other times. And the last time we attempted this a month ago, the boat that we were supposed to board just a couple of hours before was bombed twice, and all evidence strongly suggests that it was Israel who did it. So we are very happy to be on our way, and very happy to receive so much support from people all over the world.
What are you expecting? What are you preparing for over the next couple of days? Once you get to that critical moment of breaching the military blockade on Gaza, do you think you'll be let through? And if not, are there preparations for what could happen?
Yeah, we have done many risk assessments, trying to include all the possible risks that we judge to be possible. And of course, we we are aiming to get to Gaza, but as many previous flotillas, there's of course a big risk of being stopped on the way there. But we are trying to get to Gaza and planning for that, but also preparing for other scenarios. Of course, we are peaceful activists and volunteers. We do not carry weapons, and we are sailing peacefully on international waters, which is our right. So we are not doing anything wrong.
In the event that something does go wrong, in the event that there is some kind of interception, of course, all of your lives are at risk. And there is a question of why have you chosen to do this, you and the 11 others that have joined you?
Yeah, I mean, we cannot just sit by and allow this to happen. We are watching, all of us on our phones are watching a genocide happening, following decades and decades of systematic oppression, ethnic cleansing, occupation, and we are just human beings very concerned about what's happening and do not accept what is going on. So therefore we have promised ourselves and we have promised the Palestinian people to do everything we can. And if this is something that we can do, for example, for me personally, if I, for example, have a platform or something, then I have to use that. In times of injustice, we all have a responsibility to do something, and we are trying to do that and step up when our governments are failing to step up, and on the contrary, are complicit and are supporting and enabling this genocide to go on.
Gaza has been without food since early March, without medical supplies, without basic, even clean water. And we've seen this trickle that has begun now to come through under the supervision of the United States and Israel, but only just over the last couple of days, we've seen almost 100 people killed trying to reach that aid. You mentioned the international community, the governments that are complicit, as you said. Do you think the world has done enough?
Absolutely not. It is shameful that every single day the international community and the world just straight up betrays the Palestinians. And as I said, not only are people sitting doing nothing, it's actually the opposite. Our governments, our institutions, our companies are supporting this genocide, whether it's military, financial, or socially. Are we supporting this genocide to go on? And that is absolutely unacceptable. It is our tax money, it is our media who are continuing to dehumanize Palestinians and using that as a weapon and as a way of making this genocide possible, of course. And if we cannot be neutral in the face of a genocide, as long as we don't do everything we can to prevent a genocide from happening, not only stopping it, but actually preventing it, then yeah, that is just not a possibility if you have any human decency whatsoever left.
You and the others on the Medlin have already gotten quite a lot of international attention, public media attention, and also garnered quite a lot of very negative responses. We heard just over the last 2 days, a U.S. lawmaker, Lindsey Graham, single you out specifically and, tweet, "I hope that Greta and her friends can swim." When you hear things like that and when that comes across your radar, how does that make you feel?
Well, luckily I don't have access to social media here, so I don't get to see all that hate. But no, it is very absurd that in times of genocide, policymakers who are complicit in this genocide are using this opportunity and to spend their energy to try to mock people who are at least trying to do something. I think that says about everything we need to know about their priorities right now.
And there are few people, few public figures that I think garner as much anger from specific sectors of society that you seem to, Greta. And people ask you, and I've seen a lot of people level this accusation at you. You know, you came to the fore as a climate activist calling for action on environmental issues. Why are you so concerned with the Palestinian cause?
Well, shouldn't the question be, why should we not be concerned? Why should we not be absolutely outraged and heartbroken every single time we think about it? I don't understand how we cannot be. And it's so weird to me that people are separating caring about the environment and the climate to caring about humans. Like, I care about the environment and the climate because I care about human and planetary well-being. Those are the same thing in my view. We are standing up for justice and for sustainability, for liberation for everyone. There can be no climate justice without social justice. We cannot pretend to care about the future of humankind, and how our children will be affected in the future. Our, like, for example, in the case of Sweden, like, we cannot pretend to care about how our white privileged children will be impacted of climate change in the future when we are ignoring the suffering of marginalized people today. That is just an extremely racist way of seeing the world.
And finally, Greta, I know that a big part of what this flotilla is about is less about sending what little aid that you can carry on a boat to Gaza, but more about sending a message to the international community. And I wonder what that message is on behalf of you and the others on the Medlin.
Yeah, that message is that everyone has a responsibility to act. When our governments are failing us at international institutions, international law, then it falls on us to step up and be the adults in the room. And no matter how the odds are against us, we have to keep trying to do everything we can, everything we have at hand, because sitting and doing nothing cannot be an option. There is too much at stake.
Greta
and
Thunberg.
That we all need to join and support the Palestinian struggle for justice.
And I know that there's going to be people in Gaza that have read about your journey and will be waiting for you on the shores of Gaza in the next couple of days. What's your message to them?
My message to them is so much that they are the real heroes of today, that the courage they have to just simply defend themselves and be able to exist every single day in this genocide is something that no one else will ever be able to understand. And that also on behalf of the international community, the so-called Western world, I am so sorry that we have betrayed you by not supporting you enough.
Greta Thunberg, we really appreciate your time, and Godspeed. We'll be keeping a very close eye on your journey, and we hope you make it successfully and safely.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, and thank you so much for having me.